What is up YouTube, and welcome back to another Chaos Zero Nightmare video, and today we are talking about something exclusive to the event Chaos World for Laboratory Zero, which is not really an event, but it's the season for Forbidden Catalysts, and it's going to have to do with how you actually get these Forbidden cards. So basically these Forbidden cards, they will be available in this new Chaos World, and we're just going to be talking about how you can increase the chances of getting these cards. Now, the way that these cards are obtained, you'll see that a ton of my characters actually have them currently, is going to be by going through those dimensional tunnels. You can see my Yuki has one right here in this Forbidden Eternal Hunger. Very good on her because you can force, discard, and draw with like Nias and stuff like that. And if you end up drawing this, you get an extra card and 1 AP. But essentially, to get these forbidden cards and get these dimensional tunnels, there is a trick you can do to actually not guarantee that you'll get a forbidden card, but guarantee that you can get the tunnel, which will increase the chances of you getting those forbidden cards, because even though there's a chance for that forbidden card to show up, it's going to be reliant on this tunnel spawning, right? So this tunnel, before we talk about how you can actually increase the chances, it is really good because they did increase the chances for epiphanies dropping here. You can actually get some pretty good equipment. You can get divine epiphanies inside as well. And there's also going to be some events that can give you a ton of credits and a ton of neutral cards and just other stuff. Now, depending on the run, the tunnel will give you a stacking memory encroachment debuff. This will just make the last boss of the tunnel harder. You can pretty much ignore this for the most part. It doesn't really matter at all. The boss at the end will end up being pretty weak, and this will appear only if you get that forbidden card, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think this debuff in the last boss only shows up when you have the forbidden card, or I guess it always shows up when the forbidden card is, active, but there's a chance for it to also show up if you don't get the forbidden card. Honestly, no one really knows. Sample size is too small from my end, and I haven't watched too many people do this, but that's what I noticed. Now, in terms of how you actually guarantee that you get a forbidden tunnel, what you do is if you look on the map, if you ever see two event stages like this side by side, this means that one will be the dimensional tunnel and then you'll spawn into the other event stage. So you want to look for this on the map to actually have the highest chance of getting that forbidden tunnel to show up. So I'll actually show you guys. So let's actually go into a run. It doesn't really matter what level you go into. I'll just go into level 8 here because that's the one that most people farm. Let's just bring in whatever characters. Of course, doing Nightmare mode, regardless of if you were doing the seasonal Chaos map or a regular Zero System one, is always going to be just better because you just get more epiphanies, right? But yeah, Divine Messenger shows up. As per normal, just regular run. I'm just going to pick random one so we can see the map here. And then after you load in, what you want to do is try to look for that dimensional tunnel in the first map. It can show up in the second map, however, just guaranteeing it's in the first map, the first floor, is better because you can just reset, right? So it's just going to be better, if that makes sense, right? Because you can get out quickly and go back in. It takes like, what, 2 minutes? Not even. So you can see we're going through. I don't see any of those event stages side by side. This one doesn't count. They have to be horizontally side by side. So you can see, yeah, we don't have any. So what I would end up doing is just resetting. Now, people don't know this, but when you reset in Chaos World, you don't actually lose your map. There is a bug right now where the first time you reset, or every time you reset, initially it looks like the reobserve just happened naturally. If you just click off and click back, it will fix itself. It's a bug. I think they fixed it actually because it didn't happen this time. But in my last video, it was a bug. So let's go in and try to look for a map where it's going to be very likely, or I guess almost guaranteed, that there's a dimensional tunnel. So we did just load in. This is actually the third reset, so it's not like you have to reset an ungodly amount of times because it's not that rare, honestly. But if we look on the map here, and I did look previously before showing you guys, you can see right here, there's going to be 2 of these event markers, and that is going to basically guarantee that there is going to be a dimensional tunnel here. And if you guys don't believe me, I'm just going to play through because I still have to complete my weeklies anyways and probably just show you guys when I get here. So you can see that this is pretty much guaranteed to be that dimensional tunnel. Now you're going to see at the bottom left, we are at that point where we are at that tunnel, that quote-unquote tunnel with the 2 event stages. And like I said, it's pretty much guaranteed to go to the top right here. And even though this one is the mouthful event, you're going to see that after we do this, that it will be the second one will be the tunnel here, and it's pretty much going to be guaranteed. So we do this real quick. Like I said, I'm not really doing it optimally because I don't really care about the stuff here. But now we go here, and there we go. We have the dimensional tunnel. So you can go inside, and this is where it actually will show you if you get the forbidden card or not. If you don't get a forbidden card right here, then you can leave. You can see I do get one, which is pretty lucky, and now you can choose the one that you want here. And usually all of these are very good. This one is very good with like Yuki teams and stuff like that, with a lot of drawing, and it also has retain, right? So if you're just cycling your deck very quick, then the left one's very good. The one on the right is also going to be pretty decent because you can also just decrease cost of one random card in your hand by 1. Not the best thing in the world because there's equipment that does this, but it's okay. I will make a tier list on these forbidden cards a little bit later on, but you know, this is probably like the worst option for my team comp because I don't really care about drawing, and this one's just an okay one, so I'll probably just take it for, you know, fun. You can see I did get that memory encroachment, so I'm pretty sure that's only if you get the forbidden card. I don't really remember if you get it if you don't get the forbidden card, but regardless, it's the same thing either way. Basically, when that buff starts stacking, then, or I guess it's a debuff, you'll start seeing that the boss at the end gets stronger. And you could see that certain things you do will actually give you that memory encroachment, right? And certain amounts. If I choose this Nihilium Epiphany, which is like the best Epiphany, right? It's a Divine Epiphany, then I get 2. If I choose a card to Epiphany randomly, I will get, you know, just 1. So if I do this, I'll get stacks, and of course you guys probably know at this point how the dimensional tunnel works, but in case you don't, you know, this is how it works. And I end up getting a pretty crappy one, but we'll take it to keep the initiation, and we'll just keep it rolling because, like I said, I'm not really trying to make a deck here. I literally just came in to show you guys. Now we're at the end, so you'll see that we're at the boss, and depending on the amount of stacks, this boss just gets stronger. I just realized I might die because I've been kind of just pressing random buttons through this run, but it's okay. I'm gonna just generate this here. Let's make sure we don't die. This is not going to be ideal because I still need to do my dailies, but it's basically the same as every boss, and I am at memory encroachment 3 stacks, and you can see that the boss is pretty much just like a normal fight. In fact, it's kind of like easier than an elite boss, right? And I think it's on purpose. I'm not really too sure, but the difficulty of this fight even depending on like, or I guess it doesn't really depend on your memory encroachment is what I'm trying to say, because it's a joke most of the time, so you don't have to really worry about it too much. And you can even see we get some gear here, which is going to be great. But yeah, that is pretty much it for today's video. Hopefully this helped you guys out if you guys didn't know about this trick. I know a lot of people are trying to hunt for those forbidden cards because some of them are actually very, very strong, but you know, it's really hard to guarantee it if you don't really know where the tunnels will actually spawn. So hopefully this shows you guys where these tunnels can spawn, and you can start farming those forbidden card decks, which is the main appeal of this season, especially because they have really strong abilities for a very cheap price of only 20 points, right? While monster cards will actually be, I think, 80. Yeah, so it's a fourth of the price. So thank you for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.